A few minutes ago, the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation commented on the current situation in Syria. So, according to the Russian military department, over the past 24 hours, the Syrian army, with the active support of the Russian aerospace forces, destroyed 8 weapons depots and 7 command posts of the terrorists in the provinces of Idlib and Aleppo. Moreover, the representative of the Russian military department, General Igor Konashenkov, also stated that in the last 3 hours alone, as a result of airstrikes by Russian combat aviation, terrorist groups lost 500 of their experienced fighters. It is reported that as of December 3, 2024, the Syrian army, with the help of Russian aerospace forces, managed to stop the advance of terrorists in the southern direction and completely stabilize the situation in the Hama area. In this regard, the commanders of terrorist groups decided to abandon the attack on the city of Hama. After seeing powerful fortified areas of the Syrian army in the Hama area, the terrorists decided to turn west and move towards the seacoast, where key Russian military bases are located. However, in a westerly direction, the terrorists also faced constant airstrikes from Russian combat aviation, as a result of which pro-Turkish and pro-American militants continued to suffer heavy losses in manpower and equipment. Against this backdrop, many military experts expressed confidence that the terrorists would not be able to advance into the Syrian interior, and even gain a foothold in the occupied areas. In addition, on the morning of December 2, it became known that units of the legendary Iraqi armed formation, Hashd al-Shabi, were deploying to help the Syrian army. Later, independent monitoring services also confirmed this information. According to them, on the morning of December 2, a military column consisting of 1,000 Iraqi fighters moved from Iraq towards Syria to strengthen the Syrian army and help Bashar al-Assad in his fight against terrorists. My dear truth seekers, let me remind you that the armed formation Hashd al-Shabi gained fame throughout the world for its fight against ISIS terrorists. Since 2014, the militants of this legendary armed formation have not only helped the Syrian army in the fight against various terrorist groups in Syria, but also played a crucial role in the destruction of ISIS in Iraq. The units of this armed formation mainly consist of Christian, Shia, and Yazidi fighters. The news that units of such a powerful and experienced armed formation are moving to help the Syrian army has caused alarm and even panic among the field commanders of pro-Turkish and pro-American terrorist groups in Syria. In particular, the Syrian radio intelligence intercepted terrorist communications, where one of the field commanders bluntly stated that Iraqi militants, coming to the aid of the Syrian army, could become a serious problem in achieving their goals in Syria. Surprisingly, a couple of hours after that, American A-10 Thunderbolt II subsonic attack planes attacked a military convoy of Iraqi militants near the settlement of Abu-Kemal, preventing them from crossing the Syrian border. Unfortunately, as a result of this attack by the U.S. Air Force, the military column of units of the armed formation Hashd al-Shabi was almost completely destroyed. It is reported that the Iraqi units suffered serious losses, losing dozens of heavy equipment and several hundred fighters. Thus, the United States has once again shown the world that Washington is not interested in establishing peace in Syria, and that in order to overthrow President Bashar al-Assad, the Pentagon is even ready to provide military assistance to all kinds of terrorist groups. Apparently, the Americans decided to go all the way, especially considering that Damascus's main allies, Iran and Russia, are busy solving their own problems. This fact inspired Washington. And the owners of the White House decided that they would finally be able to turn Syria into a second Iraq or Libya. Moreover, a few hours ago, Syrian intelligence agencies stated that the terrorists of the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham group were able to capture the city of Aleppo and Sarakib with the help of Ukrainian military advisors and American advanced military technologies. In particular, it is reported that terrorists in Syria are actively using American drones and electronic warfare systems. According to Syrian intelligence agencies, terrorists cannot use advanced American weapons systems because they do not have the experience and relevant knowledge. It is reported that it was Ukrainian officers who controlled American kamikaze drones and electronic warfare systems during the terrorist assault on Syrian cities such as Aleppo and Sarakib. At the same time, it is worth noting that Israel is also actively helping the United States to achieve all of Washington's goals in Syria. In particular, it became known that on December 2, Israeli fighter jets forced an Iranian cargo plane to change course, preventing it from delivering valuable military cargo to Syria. It is reported that weapons intended for the Syrian army and the Lebanese Hezbollah were on board this aircraft. It is noteworthy that this information was confirmed not only by Israeli news sources, but also by numerous Middle Eastern Telegram channels. According to them, this is the second time that Iranian cargo planes, due to threats from Israeli fighter jets, were forced to change course and leave Syrian airspace. Moreover, it is reported that similar cases have also occurred in the skies over Iraq. In particular, the Israeli newspaper Times of Israel confirmed that in the last 30 days alone, Israeli fighter jets prevented 5 Iranian cargo planes from landing in Iraq. At the same time, it is worth noting that the military departments of Israel and Iran prefer not to comment on these cases. By the way, immediately after the US Air Force destroyed a column of Iraqi militants who were trying to help the Syrian army, and Israel did not allow an Iranian cargo plane to deliver weapons to Damascus, Yemen's Houthis attacked an American destroyer and US Navy supply ships in the Arabian Sea, using 16 ballistic and cruise missiles. In addition, Yemen's Houthis, with the help of the hypersonic missile Palestine II, also attacked a military facility in the Israeli city of Jaffa, just south of Tel Aviv. According to the official representative of Yemen's Houthis Yahya Syria, all the intended targets were successfully hit. Against this backdrop, the question remains: where did Yemen's Houthis get such modern missiles? Many Western experts are confident that Yemen's Houthis receive missiles and other types of weapons not only from Iran, but also from Russia.